Keeping up with the Joneses used to mean comparing yourself to your neighbor. Now it means comparing yourself to the entire internet. And I think that one shift explains a lot about why so many people feel financially behind. I'm Daniel. This is American Affordability. Let's talk about it. Because you can be having a perfectly normal day. You're working, you're paying bills, you're trying to save money. Maybe you're cooking at home. Maybe you're driving a perfectly fine, reliable car. Maybe you're living just, a normal life. Then you open your Instagram or your TikTok, and within 30 seconds, you've seen someone's new car, someone's luxury vacation, someone's kitchen remodel, someone's designer watch, and someone telling you that this is what success looks like. And suddenly, your normal life starts to feel small. Nothing actually changed in your life, but your perception changed. And that's what I want to talk about today, because I don't think people are just bad with money. I think a lot of people are financially influenced every single day without fully realizing it. And it's not just advertising in the old school sense. It's not just a commercial on TV telling you to buy a product. It's constant lifestyle comparison. It's waking up and seeing someone else's highlight reel before you even start your own day. It's watching strangers live in completely different financial realities and then wondering why your own life doesn't feel like enough. And honestly, I think that is doing real damage in our society, not just emotionally, financially, because comparison isn't new. People have always compared themselves to other people. Our parents and our grandparents did it too. Oh, the neighbor just got a new washer and dryer. Someone else bought a new car. A coworker remodeled their kitchen. So this is not a video pretending the past was perfect. It wasn't, but the comparison used to be more local. You were usually comparing yourself to neighbors, coworkers, family, and friends. People who, at least in many cases, were living in a reality somewhat connected to yours. Now, that's changed. Now people compare themselves to influencers, celebrities, entrepreneurs, content creators, and strangers online whose entire job may be to make their lifestyle look better than yours. And that's dangerous, because if you compare your real life to someone else's highlight reel, you're almost always going to feel behind. I mean, how could you not? You're looking at your normal house. They're showing the dream kitchen that costs about as much as your house, right? Or you're looking at your normal car and they're showing that $200,000 luxury SUV. You're thinking about your grocery bill and they're showing a first class vacation in Tahiti. I mean, you're trying to pay down debt and they're showing a watch that costs more than some people's cars. And the more you see it, the more it starts to feel normal. Even if you know it's not normal, it still affects you. And that's the part people don't always admit. You can know that something is fake or exaggerated or sponsored or rented or financed or, staged. And it can still make you feel like you're behind, because the image still lands. The comparison still happens. The feeling still shows up. And that feeling can get expensive, because once normal life starts to feel like failure, people start spending money to escape normal. They upgrade before they're ready. They finance things that they don't really need. They buy things to feel successful, or they take trips that they can't actually afford. They start seeing a perfectly fine car as embarrassing, or they start seeing a normal apartment as not enough. Or maybe a simple dinner at home is just boring. And they really start to see an ordinary life as something they feel like they have to apologize for. And I mean, that's exhausting. It's financially exhausting, but it's also mentally exhausting. Because now you're not just buying things, you're trying to buy the feeling of not being behind. And that feeling is expensive. That's the part I think that a lot of people need to sit with. The most dangerous purchases are not always about the item. They're about identity. A watch is not just a watch, or a car is not just a car, or a handbag, not just a handbag, a vacation, not just a vacation. You get my point. A lot of times, those things become symbols. They say, I made it. Or they say that, I'm successful, I'm important, I'm attractive, I'm not behind, I belong in this lifestyle. And look, I understand why people want that feeling. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing okay. Everybody wants to feel respected. They want to feel proud of their life. But if you have to borrow money to feel successful, that success is costing you way more than you think. Because the payment stays long after the excitement fades. The car feels normal after a few months. The watch feels normal. The furniture, the vacation, it all feels normal. The Instagram post stops getting attention then once that vacation ends, but the bill is still there. And that's where people get trapped. They keep chasing the next purchase because the last purchase, it didn't fix the feeling. And here's the thing, it never will, because insecurity can't be solved with monthly payments. And that might be one of the most important lines in this video. Insecurity cannot be solved with monthly payments. I mean, you may feel better for a minute. You may get some compliments. You may get some likes. You may get attention, some head turns if you're in a nice car or something. But, if the purchase was made to cover insecurity, guess what? The insecurity, it's going to come back. And now it comes back with interest. And that's why this is not just a money problem. It's a mindset problem. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that to blame people. I'm saying it because we have to be honest about how powerful this pressure is. Social media platforms are designed to keep your attention. Advertisers are designed to make you want things. Influencers are often paid to make lifestyles look more desirable. Brands are not trying to make you content. They're trying to make you feel like something is missing. Because if you feel content, you don't buy as much. So the machine has an incentive to keep you slightly dissatisfied. Not miserable, just dissatisfied enough to click. Dissatisfied enough to upgrade, or enough to finance, or enough to buy something that promises a better version of you. And this is where America's lack of financial education becomes a real problem. Because people are constantly being marketed to, but they're not always taught how to defend themselves financially. We teach people to want. We don't always teach people how to evaluate. We teach people to consume, but we don't always teach people how to calculate. We teach people that luxury means success. We don't always teach people that peace of mind is also success. And honestly, peace of mind might be the better version. Because what's the point of looking rich if you're stressed every month? What's the point of having the luxury car if the payment makes you nervous? Or what's the point of the designer item if you're carrying credit card debt? What's the point of the vacation if you're still paying for it 6 months later? I mean, really, overall, what's the point of impressing people online if your real life feels financially fragile? That's not freedom, that's performance. And I think a lot of people are tired of performing. They may not say it that way, but they feel it. They feel the pressure to have the right house, the right car, the right clothes, the right trips, the right restaurants, the right photos, the right lifestyle. You get my point. And the crazy part is that a lot of people are performing for people who are also performing. That's the trap. Everyone is looking at everyone else, assuming that everyone else has it figured out. But a lot of people are using debt, stress, family help, credit cards, and just financial gymnastics to create the appearance of success. Then someone else sees it and they think, well, maybe I'm the one falling behind. And then they spend money to catch up. Then someone else sees them and does the same thing. That's how lifestyle pressure spreads. Not always because people are greedy, but sometimes because they're insecure, or because they're lonely, or because they're trying to prove something. Sometimes because they're tired of feeling ordinary. And social media makes ordinary feel unacceptable. I mean, I'm not immune to this either. None of us are. You can be perfectly fine with your life here in Tampa. Go for a walk, enjoy the day, make dinner at home, and then open your phone and see someone in Miami, Dubai, Los Angeles, or wherever else living some luxury lifestyle that looks effortless. And for a quick second, your normal day just feels smaller. And that should tell us something. Sometimes the problem is not our life. Sometimes the problem is what we're comparing it to. And that's why I think people need to be blunt with themselves. Who are you trying to impress? Are those people paying your bills? Are they funding your retirement? Are they covering your credit card balance? I mean, are they going to help you if your car breaks down? Are they going to be there for you if you lose your job? Probably not. So why let them influence your financial decisions? And that may sound harsh, but it's true. A lot of people are spending money to impress people who do not matter with money they cannot afford to lose to create a version of themselves that does not actually make them happier. And that's not success, that's a trap. Now, I'm not saying you can never buy nice things. I like nice things. Most people do. There's nothing wrong with wanting a good car or a nice home or a cool watch or good clothes, good food, or a vacation. I mean, the problem is not wanting nice things. The problem is buying symbols of success before you have the foundation of stability. And that's where people get hurt. The foundation comes first. Emergency savings, manageable debt, retirement contributions, a realistic housing payment, rent or a mortgage, a car payment that doesn't choke your budget, money that's left over at the end of the month, every month, the ability to absorb a surprise expense, or the ability to sleep without worrying about every bill. That right there is the real flex. It's not the watch, it's not the car, it's not the handbag or the vacation. The real flex is having control over your life. And I think that's the message a lot of people need to hear right now. America is very good at selling the appearance of success, but it's not always good at teaching people how to build actual stability. So we have to learn to separate the two. Looking successful and being financially healthy are not the same thing. A person can look rich and be drowning. A person can look ordinary and be free. And if you have to choose between looking rich and being stable, choose stable every time. Now, how do you actually defend yourself against this? Because I don't think the answer is to just say, well, social media is bad and leave it there. And that's not useful. The better answer is to treat your attention like part of your financial life. Because what you look at every day shapes what you think is normal. And what you think is normal shapes how you spend. So if your feed is constantly showing you luxury cars, mansions, designer items, expensive trips, people who make normal life feel embarrassing, that's not harmless. That's shaping your expectations. And your expectations are expensive. So maybe you clean up your inputs, unfollow people who make you feel inadequate. Maybe you mute some accounts that trigger bad spending. Maybe you should, follow people who talk about real money, real life, real trade-offs, realistic goals. Spend more time around people who are grounded, because your environment shapes your expectations, and your expectations shape your spending. That's not a small thing. That is financial self-defense. You can't control every ad that you see. You can't control every influencer. You can't control every algorithm, but you can control who you follow. You can control what you compare yourself to. You can control whether you buy something because you actually value it or because someone online made you feel behind. And I think this question matters. Do I actually want this? Or do I want to look like the kind of person who has this? And that one question can save people a lot of money, because sometimes we don't want the thing, we want the identity that's attached to the thing. We want to feel successful. We want to feel admired. We want to feel secure. We want to feel like we're not falling behind. But there are cheaper and healthier ways to build that feeling. Paying off debt can build that feeling. Saving money can build that feeling. Having emergency savings can build that feeling. Living below your means, having fewer bills, not needing to impress people can all build that feeling. And I know that doesn't sound as exciting as a luxury lifestyle video, but honestly, it's better, because financial peace is quiet. It does not always photograph well or impress strangers or make people jealous. But guess what? It lets you sleep at night. And that matters more, because keeping up with the Joneses, it was already expensive. And keeping up with the internet is impossible. You can't win that game. You can't outspend the internet. You can't out-upgrade an algorithm. And you can't build peace by chasing people whose entire job is to make you want more. So maybe the smartest move is to stop playing. Not to stop improving your life or having goals or wanting nice things, but stop letting strangers define what enough looks like. Because enough is not something that the algorithm will ever give to you. You have to define it for yourself. And that may be one of the most important financial decisions you ever make. So I want to hear from you. Do you think social media has made normal life feel like failure? Do you think people are spending more to keep up with lifestyles that aren't even realistic? And have you ever bought something or almost bought something because it felt like everyone else had it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. And if you want more conversations like this about affordability, spending, money, lifestyle pressure, and what it really costs to live in America, hit like and subscribe and share with your friends. Keep learning, keep adapting, and keep moving forward. That's all you can do, right? As always, I'll see you in the next one.